Never spend the night in an abandoned house. Beginning writer. There are more and more abandoned villages these days, in one of which we had to spend the night. We got here overnight by chance, then a torrential rain washed the village road down to huge scoring holes. It got dark quickly, and we were not going to risk the car and our health as there were precipices on the sides of the road, so we decided to spend the night in a house on the edge. There were three of us, myself and my classmate from the history department and the driver. We decided not to go deeper into the village and went to the first house, thanks to the fact it was not quite ruined. Once it was good quality log house, which was built by the owners for the century, with card shutters and large taverns. But time is not sparing. The houses that the owners have left are crumbling before their eyes, as if their soul was taken from them. The veranda of the house was sagging. Some shutters were lying on the ground, some windows had no windows, as if the house was looking at us with black and empty eyes. But we had no choice, so we went inside. The dampness stuck the door, and we had to make an effort to open it. But to our surprise, it shut behind us, even though there was no drawer. Strange things began to happen after we had settled a bit near the stove. The floor was strong and there was not so much air blowing from the broken glass. We took out some simple provisions consisting of canned meat and a couple of slices of bread and decided to take a bite. Suddenly, things began to fall from the wall. Things that were hanging on nails hammered into the log walls. A shriveled rope, an iron basin, and something rattled in the hole. But the worst of it all began when night fell outside the window. The floors creaked as if someone had stolen across them. Suddenly, someone grunted nastily and sneezed in the stove, and then giggled hysterically. Lusha shined a flashlight into the stove, but no one found Russell the log lying there. Lotta stopped, but an unpleasant sound appeared behind our backs. It was as if some dog was walking on the floor, tapping its claws on the floor. Without walking, we jumped out into the hall and had already decided to run out into the street when a colorless whisper stopped us. "And you go out, go out." It was as if someone was luring us outside. Goosebumps ran down my body, sticky cold sweat tickled down my back from fear. We flew back into the house, leaned our backs against the stove, and looked for the exit. But no one came in, only a flicker of black something near the window, as if it peeked out quickly and ran away. A footstep upstairs suddenly broke the ringing silence. Someone stepped heavily on the old beams of the ceiling, then stopped as if listening and wanted to know whether we were here, and then continued his steps again. Some debris fell on our backs, rotten wood, as if the one who had been sitting on the roof had decided to dig a hole and come out to us. The room was lit by a single lantern, which had already run out of batteries, making fuzzy figures appear on the walls. I groaned involuntarily, which made the creature on the ceiling grunt and scream with renewed vigor, making the ceiling debris fall on us again. The same terrifying hissing voice was heard in the stove. "And you get out, get out, get out." We didn't know what to do, whether to jump out into the street, but what if someone was waiting for us there? The minutes seemed like an eternity, but the stop raining lifted our spirits. As dawn broke, all sounds fell silent. There was no sniffing upstairs, and no hissing of the voice in the chimney. As soon as the first reflections of the sun appeared in the sky, we jumped out into the street. Needless to say, we didn't want to linger here for a minute, much less find out who or what had started us. Our tired and distraught faces spoke for themselves. Maybe we disturbed the new owners of the abandoned houses, and we didn't ask them to come, and we paid for it. Then we found out that this village has long been marked on the maps NP, that mean no population, and who we ran into at night in the village remains a mystery. So guys, if you like this story, leave a like and your comments in comment section, and I'll come back later with some new interesting stories for you.